Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the It Girl Mindset. We've got a lot to get into today. I'm so excited. We're talking about brainwashing 101, how to train your brain to be hot, rich, and confident. Okay, every single thing that I have in my life is because I've brainwashed myself into having it. Every single thing you have in your life, you have because you are either brainwashing yourself intentionally or you're letting the world do it to you. So we're going to get into why you're actually being brainwashed, whether you're intentionally doing it or not, and how to intentionally change that. We're going to do a bit of a deep dive into the conscious versus the subconscious mind and why understanding your subconscious mind is the key to having anything you want in this lifetime. I'm also going to go into how I help my clients recode their beliefs and also brainwash themselves into new beliefs. It's a two-step system, so let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome to the It Girl Mindset, where I help you step into the next level version of yourself by mastering your mindset, manifesting your deepest desires, and connecting deeply with your body. It's about becoming the most authentic, radiant, unapologetic, and unbothered version of yourself. Together, we're going to chat about how to unlock your true potential and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're ready to become the healthiest, hottest, and most abundant version of yourself, you're in the perfect place. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I know we talk about the subconscious mind on here, but we're going to take it to a deeper level, okay? So you are being brainwashed whether you want to believe it or not. Especially from ages 0 to 7, you didn't have a conscious mind. Your conscious mind is essentially your logical, rational, decision-making brain. So we have control in that sense. Your subconscious is the automatic behaviors. When we were ages 0 to 7, we did not have a conscious mind. Okay, so every single thing that you heard, you witnessed, you experienced, you took it at face value. You didn't have the conscious mind to be able to decide, you know what? I want to take on this belief, or you know what, that belief does not resonate with me. What I want you to take from this is you're being brainwashed no matter what. You're either intentionally doing it, you're letting the world do it, or you're even brainwashing yourself towards what you don't want, okay? Based on your thoughts, your beliefs, experiences, feelings, what people have told you is why you are the way that you are. Think about it. Every single person is so different from other people based on their thoughts, beliefs, actions, habits, what happens in their life, who they attract, who experiences and opportunities that come into their life, right? Every single person is unique. They have their own unique coding, and coding can be rewired. I brainwashed myself into every single thing that I have in my life. My very first brainwashing experience and transformation was when I lost 30 pounds. I thought, and this is the thing, I thought I was going to be stuck in a body that I hated forever. I thought I was going to be stuck hating myself and my body. I thought I was going to be shy forever. I thought I was never going to be confident. I did not think that I was ever, truly, in those moments back in college, I truly believed that I was always going to be fat. I was always going to hate myself. I was always going to be the unconfident one who's afraid to speak her mind. I thought I was always going to be the anxious one. Genuinely, that's what I believed and that's what I thought, and that's what my reality was. When I learned that you need to train your brain to start focusing on what you want and not what you don't want, that's when everything changed for me. I woke up every single day and told myself I was losing 30 pounds, okay? And I'm telling you my story, and if you are not new here, you know my story, but I just think it's such an important piece so you understand how much control of your life that you have. Your subconscious mind is the reason you are the way that you are, and your subconscious mind is always being brainwashed, okay? Your subconscious mind is always picking up on information. It's awake 24/7. Even when you go to sleep, your subconscious mind is on. learning about the subconscious mind was so empowering to me because I was like, it was the first time in my life where I felt like I had a sense of control, that I wasn't stuck in my circumstances. I wasn't stuck being the person that I am. I wasn't stuck with, the opportunities that came about, my physical body. It finally gave me this sense of freedom because I was like, holy shit, if I can change my subconscious mind, I can change my life. So the subconscious mind processes roughly 95% of brain activity, okay? Your conscious mind is only 5%. You get 11 million bits of information per second. 11 million, okay? And your conscious mind only handles 5% of that. Think about it. One example of this is when you're driving in a car, you are not consciously taking in every single car around you. A red Honda, a white 4Runner, every single license plate number around, right? Like your brain would actually explode. Your brain is generalizing things. So there's like, okay, there's a bunch of cars around, there's a bunch of license plate around, right? But if someone swerves into you, your conscious mind immediately picks up on that, right? Because that's sensing danger, that's sensing something important that you need to do so you can swerve yourself out of the way, okay? Your subconscious mind is all of your automatic behaviors, right? That is 95% of your actions, your habits, your beliefs. It's all under the radar. Your conscious is only 5%, right? That's why when you say, I want to lose weight or I want to be a millionaire, consciously, all of that you believe, but that's 5%, okay? It's not that that's not a real part of you, but it's such a small part of you that you have to work on those subconscious thoughts and beliefs for it to actually happen in your life. Another example I always like to use is when you're learning to drive a car. At first, you have to consciously think about, okay, gas, brake, Prindle, park, reverse, right? You're consciously thinking about all of that. But now, sometimes you drive maybe 10 minutes and you're like, oh my God, I was zoning out. How did I get here? That's your subconscious mind taking over. Going back to talking about your coding. This is the actual reason I named my program The Code, because we all have a coding and most of it was done from ages 0 to 7. If you had an uncle who was super wealthy and maybe your parents thought he was an asshole, thought he was rude, arrogant, asshole, okay? Whether or not you wanted to take on this belief that rich people are bad, rich people are arrogant, rich people are assholes, right? Whether you wanted to take that on, if you lived an experience where your parents were talking about him in that way, let's say you were 4 years old, you didn't have a conscious mind to be like, you know what? I disagree with you, right? You're 4 years old. You took exactly what your parents said and took it as a fact. That's why now, let's just say you do want to make more money. You do want to be wealthy. You do want to increase your capacity to be the richest version of you. You will subconsciously block getting wealthier because there could be a part of you that is afraid to be wealthy because you don't want to be arrogant. You don't want to be an asshole. Do you see how illogical that sounds? But your subconscious mind will continue to self-sabotage you over and over and over again because let's be real, we all want validation from our parents. And if our parents think our uncle is this arrogant guy because he's rich, I don't want my parents to think I'm arrogant, right? That's how your subconscious mind works. And I know it is not logical. Your subconscious mind takes everything as a fact, okay? That's why if you're hearing things, if you're repeating things like, oh, I don't have enough money, I'm never gonna have enough money, oh my gosh, I barely can pay my bills, you are training your subconscious mind to only see that, to only look for that, to only self-sabotage when you're so close to getting to that next level of your wealth capacity. Same thing with your body. Let's just say you're like, I want to lose weight so bad. That conscious part of your brain where you're like, okay, that 5%, you are like, yes, I'm locking in, I'm doing this. But the problem is if you're constantly like, oh, like I'm fat, I don't like how I look. You're focusing on and training your brain to not believe that that's possible for you. As an example, I had a client who she wanted to lose weight. She wanted to reach her dream body, slay. She had the perfect plan laid out, right? She was going to go to the gym 3 days a week. She was going to have her boyfriend help her meal prep. She was going to have all these healthy dinners and go to the grocery store. She did it for a week and then she self-sabotaged. So we talked about her. I was like, okay, what is happening in that moment? What are you afraid of? What is going on in the moment where you're kind of in that in between of like, oh, I should go to the gym, but I don't want to. I should go to the gym, but I don't want to. What is that feeling in that moment? Okay. We went back and used my subconscious recoding method. Went back to the first memory. Her first memory of losing weight had everything to do with her aunt basically lost weight and then got a divorce right after that. They could have had absolutely nothing to do with each other. Maybe they were already divorced, but she just found out after her aunt had lost weight, right? But how her brain processed it was, if I lose weight, I'm going to lose someone important to me. I'm going to lose my partner. So that's why subconsciously she was pushing away her ability to actually lose weight, to actually stay consistent and go to the gym and eat healthy because she was afraid. This is subconscious, okay? This does not make logical sense. Subconsciously, she was self-sabotaging because she was afraid that if she actually lost the weight, then she would lose her partner, that they would break up, that she would be lonely. Those are very real feelings. It sounds so crazy when you think about it logically because it doesn't make sense. But your subconscious mind takes everything out of fact and absorbed it. That's why your internal coding right now is not what you want to think right now, unless you're intentionally brainwashing yourself and recoding your beliefs. You are living off beliefs from ages 0 to 7. Whatever your family thought, whatever experiences that you have, whatever you absorbed from people. That's why, again, learning about the subconscious mind gave me so much freedom because I was like, holy shit, I can recode my beliefs. I can brainwash myself to believe that I can have whatever I want. And especially me, as an overthinking girly, I have to be on my shit, if I'm being honest. If I'm not intentionally recoding and brainwashing myself, I am a scatterbrain. I can overthink situations to death, honestly. And if I'm constantly thinking about a situation negatively, I'm feeling, oh my God, negatively, I'm going to attract more negativity. I'm going to start only searching for the negative. I'm going to only start seeing things that I'm afraid of rather than what I actually want. You are training your brain no matter what. That's why it's so important for you to start training and being intentional about the way that you think and the way that you feel, right? Here is my 2-step process to truly change a belief so you can recode your subconscious mind and then attract what you actually want, okay? To be hot, confident, rich, whatever you want, you can have by changing your subconscious mind, okay? Step number 1 is recoding your limiting beliefs. This is essentially healing your past beliefs. This is my personal signature healing method. This not only brings in your mind, but it also brings in your nervous system. It's an emotional healing method and also memory processing, because if you just recode the beliefs in your mind, we're completely ignoring our body. If we're only doing our nervous system and our body, we're completely ignoring our brain. We need both together. With this method, we're essentially going back to the very first time you ever felt that feeling and had that thought, whatever the limiting belief is. For example, if it was, you were trying to lose weight and you're constantly self-sabotaging, sometimes it's a specific belief that we can pinpoint. Sometimes it's a feeling and emotion in the body that we need to go back to. Either way, your subconscious mind will bring you back to that moment and we will recode it completely. We reprocess the memory. We feel what we need to feel so we can let it go. We parent your inner child and we choose differently, completely differently. Once you allow yourself to let go of these limiting and negative beliefs, it frees up space, it frees up capacity, it frees up energy in your body. Then after that, step number 2 is to brainwash the new belief. You can skip to just brainwashing yourself, but healing and processing the past is going to make the brainwashing your new beliefs 1,000 times easier and so much faster. For example, let's just say you're starting your side hustle and you want to attract your first 5 clients. Let's just say you're feeling really stressed out and anxious and you feel like no one's going to buy from you. That feeling is subconsciously blocking you. And what we need to do first, step number 1, is to recode, figure out what that belief is and recode it and let it go. So again, we would use my signature recoding process to feel it, figure out what the first time you ever felt that feeling or whatever the first time you had that belief encoded into your brain. And we process it and we let it go. Then, after that, we're going to brainwash a new belief. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can brainwash yourself. There's hypnosis, there's affirmations, there's conscious affirmations, there's chaining affirmations, okay? There's a couple different ways. So hypnosis is the quickest, easiest, and most efficient. I'm hypnosis certified, so I always do this with my clients. Basically, I put you in a theta or alpha wave state, and that's when your subconscious mind is the most open to taking on new beliefs. So you're basically bypassing your conscious and overthinking mind and going straight into your subconscious mind. So if you were a client, I would have you do it every morning and every night to recode those beliefs, whatever it is. Then we've also got affirmations. I also love affirmations, and I think they're so powerful. You can do random blanket statement affirmations, right? But they're going to be even more powerful when they directly relate to your limiting beliefs and what you actually want to believe. For example, after we process the, whatever that feeling and emotion and belief was about being scared about clients coming in, then step 2 is we would do a custom affirmation, hypnosis track to, again, brainwash yourself using affirmations and suggestive thoughts to help you call in and attract those clients. Those affirmations could be, I'm attracting new dream clients every single day. Every single day, I get a new idea to attract a new client. My social media platforms are growing effortlessly every single day. When I speak, people listen. See how we're letting go of that past, that feeling, that scarcity of no clients are going to come to me. Why would anybody pay me? And then step number 2 is we're training our brain what to focus on, okay? Calling in those new beliefs, calling in those new clients, okay? Now that you understand you're being brainwashed no matter what, you understand your subconscious versus your conscious mind, you understand that you need to let go of past and limiting beliefs in order to make progress towards and recode and brainwash new beliefs, okay? You've got all of that down, but I want to talk about energy. You can call it manifestation, but it's actual science. Like attracts like, the law of attraction. If you continue to think negative things, you're going to perpetuate more negative thoughts, and then more negative things are going to happen in your life. It's one of those things, when you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you're kind of grouchy, then you spill coffee on your shirt, you're late to work, it's just one thing after another. That is exactly what this is. That is the law of attraction in motion. Like attracts like, attracts like. So whether you want to actively decide, I'm going to continue to feel this negative feeling, emotion, thought, or if I want to change, okay? Let's just say you wake up kind of grouchy. You spill coffee on yourself. Instead of letting it consume you and then perpetuating the negative thought to the negative thought to the negative thought, you decide, okay, you know what? This sucked, and I'm going to let myself feel how much this sucks right now. And then I'm going to choose to look at the positives of my day. How lucky am I that I can afford coffee in my home? How lucky am I that I have so many clothes in my closet that I can just go throw on a new shirt? This is called a chaining affirmation, okay? Because if you spilt coffee on your shirt, and you were immediately like, I love my life, your brain's going to be like, huh? What do you mean? We just spilled coffee on ourselves. We don't love our life right now, okay? See how far away those feelings and those energies are from each other? But what you can do is start to chain these different affirmations and these different feelings to get better and better and better. For example, like I said, I just spilled coffee on my shirt. This sucks. Okay. I'm going to lean into gratitude and be like, wow, how lucky am I that I am still at home when this happened and I can go change my shirt right now. Perfect. How lucky am I that I have such an abundance of clothes that I can quickly change a shirt right now? How lucky am I that I get to drive to my job right now that's going to pay my bills to live an abundant life, right? Wow, I'm so lucky. I love my life. Do you see how chaining it is so much easier than going from a super low vibration and energetic state to a super high vibrational state? In terms of energy, your thoughts are the weakest and your feelings are the strongest. Okay, you manifest from your feelings and your subconscious beliefs, and in turn your thoughts. But your thoughts dictate your beliefs, and your beliefs dictate your feelings. Brainwashing yourself takes conscious effort. And I have to constantly remind myself of this, okay? I'm not perfect with this. But if you let one negative thought chain into more negative thoughts and then deeper and deeper and deeper, that example I just showed you could have gone a completely different way. Oh, I just spilled coffee on my shirt. Oh my gosh, now I'm going to be late. Oh my gosh, my boss is going to be mad at me. Oh my gosh, I hate this shirt now. Oh my gosh, there's so much traffic. Oh my gosh, my life sucks. Do you see how you can either do it in a positive direction or a negative direction, but you get to choose that. You get to choose that, and it takes conscious effort to brainwash yourself. But guess what? When you start to train your neural pathways and train your brain, it becomes easier and easier. You know, I always like to think of neural pathways as like, you know, a hiking trail, right? At first, someone had to pave the way. They had to hike through all the bushes and the plants and leaves and, you know, whatever to actually make it. So it was a lot harder for them to pave the way. But then after the fourth, the fifth, the sixth person, it's really starting to turn into a real path. And it's so much easier to walk through. Now people just walk through and hike, no problem. That's how your neural pathways work. It's going to take conscious effort at first to be like, okay, I have a negative thought right now. I can decide if I want to let that spiral into more negativity and having a bad day, or I can shift that and pivot and say, okay, I know what I don't want, but what I do want is insert something positive, okay? And again, you don't have to go to a drastic jump. You don't have to go from, oh my God, this horrible thing happened to, oh my God, I love my life, right? Your brain's gonna be like, what the fuck? This is not clicking, okay? Chaining affirmations. Slowly start to link them together and feel it too. This is the thing too, a lot of people don't talk about. If you are saying an affirmation, let's just say you want to reach your dream body. You're like, okay, I'm going to start brainwashing myself. Woohoo. If you are like, I have my dream body, I have my dream body, your subconscious mind is not taking that in. You have to actually feel it. You have to actually believe it, right? Using my recoding method, it's so much easier to let go of those limiting beliefs. But when you state to your subconscious with energy, and you're like, I have my dream body. I have my dream. I'm so excited for my dream body. If I have my dream body does not work for you, but I'm so excited to have my dream body, I can't wait till I have my dream body. That's changing your energetic frequency. That's going to change how you show up. That's going to change your excitement for the gym. That's going to change your excitement for actually meal prepping, right? Is every day going to be easy? No. But you're going to have that energy towards what you want instead of what you don't want. Your subconscious mind is controlling every single thing that you have in your life. And the more that you can truly understand that and take control of that, your life is going to change. There's absolutely nothing I've gotten in my life that has been magical from logical things. Everything amazing that has happened in my life is because I brainwashed myself to have it. Losing 30 pounds in literally a couple weeks. That's very illogical. Everyone thought I wasn't going to be able to make a professional dance team, as a 49er cheerleader. Guess what? I told myself every single day, I'm a 49er cheerleader. I'm a 49er cheerleader. Or when I was auditioning for Warriors, I'm a Warriors dancer. I'm a Warriors dancer. And guess what? Just like we talked about last week, the duality method of insane radical optimism, but then prepping your brain if something hard comes up, you trust yourself to move through it. That's exactly what I did. And even though I didn't make it the first time I tried out, I still was like, okay, if not this time, then next time. And I continued to believe and push and shift my identity. And guess what? It happened in the first year I performed at the Super Bowl. That didn't happen by accident. If I was constantly negative and constantly like, oh my God, I didn't make it the first time. I'm not good. I suck. I should never do. If that was my energy, who knows? Maybe I never would have made a team. Maybe there's girls that auditioned for 10 years. Maybe I would have been auditioning for 10 years and maybe made it, maybe not. I had radical belief in myself. Before I even was trained on the subconscious mind, before I truly actually knew how it worked, I was brainwashing myself. And I want that for you too. I want you to have such peace of mind that whatever you focus on grows. Whatever you tell your subconscious mind is exactly what's going to happen. Try this. I want you to even just try this because this is how crazy your subconscious mind is. I've been struggling with sleep for weeks, weeks, like just weeks. Like I've been so exhausted mentally, and I've been pushing myself and really just going hard. And I truly haven't gotten a good night's sleep in so long. And then, of course, I just started listening to Money and the Law of Attraction. And it's just such a good reminder. I use books to brainwash myself too. I just want to be clear on that too, which is why you should be so particular on what you actually consume, because whatever you're watching is training your brain. And the book reminded me how powerful the subconscious mind is, and how every thought that you think is just training your subconscious mind. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been telling myself I can't sleep in, I can't sleep in, I can't sleep in. I've been telling myself I'm so tired, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. And guess what kept happening? I kept sleeping like shit. I kept being tired. And then I was like, okay, right before bed, I was like, we're going to wake up at 6:30. We're going to wake up at 6:30. Well, I was actually saying, I'm going to wake up at 6:30. I'm going to wake up at 6:30. 6:30 is sleeping in for me. I'm going to sleep in until 6:30. I literally opened my eyes at like 6:24 the next morning. Whatever you tell your subconscious mind, it will listen. It's not going to argue with you. Your subconscious mind takes whatever you say as a fact. That's why your thoughts, the things that you say, whether you say I'm rich or I'm poor, you're going to find things in your life that prove that to yourself. And that's going to strengthen the neural pathway. And you get to decide which direction you want to go. So if you want to be your most confident self, but you keep telling yourself, I'm not confident, I'm shy, I'm shy, I'm shy, you are going to keep finding evidence of that that's going to prove that you're right. You're going to keep showing up and noticing things about yourself that are going to continue to prove you right. So again, let's do the training affirmations, right? Rather than saying, I'm so confident, say, I'm so excited to be more confident. I can't wait to walk into a room with my head held high, right? See how you're not lying to yourself, even though I'm honestly all for completely like being fucking delusional and low-key lying to yourself, because it's like, why not? Why not? It's only working against yourself if you want to not lie to yourself but telling yourself all these negative things. I don't know, maybe that's controversial, but like I literally lied to myself every morning until I became a professional dancer. But it's because I truly believed. I was like, okay, cool. I know if I continue to believe that I am one, I'm going to show up as her. I'm going to believe that I'm her. I'm going to have the confidence to be her. And in turn, I'm not going to be worried about like, oh my God, am I good enough? Oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh my God. And if I did have feelings of being scared or nervous or oh my gosh, I didn't let them impact the story I told to myself. I just was like, okay, yeah, I'm having a moment where this feels fucking scary and terrifying, but I still believe that I'm going to be a professional dancer. I did the same thing with my first business, being a health and fitness coach. I wrote down every single morning, I make 10K months. I make 12K months. Guess what? It happened. Okay? You have to focus on what you want and not what you don't want. I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but this is neural conditioning. This is me brainwashing you right now. If you're listening to this, you're being brainwashed in a positive way, okay? Again, I want to share all this information with you. This is exactly how I help my clients. This is exactly what I did to completely change who I am and what I accomplished in this life. I look back at the version of me before I learned about my mind and the subconscious and affirmations, and I want to give her a big hug because she never thought this was possible. That version of me thought I was going to be fat, I was going to be alone, I was going to be self-conscious, I was going to be thinking about food 24/7, that I was going to be in a job that I hated and that was boring and I just had to live my life. I also thought I was just going to find the fun in drinking and that's the only way I was going to enjoy my life. I genuinely thought and believed those things, so that was my life. But when I decided to change that, recode my beliefs, recode what I believe is possible, intentionally brainwash myself to know that I can have whatever I want, that's when everything changed for me. And I just want to be honest too, with recoding your beliefs, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's not fun to do those healings. But on the other side of that is magic. On the other side of that is true confidence, true wealth. If you follow this and brainwash yourself, you can have whatever you want. You'll become the hottest, richest, most successful, happiest, healthiest, most confident version of you. You're the one that gets to decide what happens in your life. And sometimes that's really a hard pill to swallow. I know for me, sometimes, even for me, I'm in situations where I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. But understanding that I'm the one that's attracting these things into my life, I'm in control. It's a slap in the face, but it's also so fucking empowering. You can do, be, and have whatever you want. Whatever you want. And it all starts in the subconscious mind. So start brainwashing yourself, okay? If you want to get signed up with a free recoding audit where I will pinpoint exactly your limiting beliefs that you need to heal to become your hot, rich, successful, confident self, there's a link down in the show notes where you can get signed up. It's a 30-minute free call. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty details of your brain, okay? And we're going to see what's actually holding you back and how you need to brainwash yourself moving forward, okay? Okay, my loves, thank you so much for being here. Share this with a friend who needs to hear this right now, especially if there's someone who feels stuck in their life and they need to feel empowered, that they are in control of their life. Send this their way. Also, if you loved the episode, if you could share it on your story and tag me, it would mean the absolute world to me. It really helps the podcast grow so we can just help empower the world to know that they can have whatever they want, okay? That's truly what I know I'm meant to do, is empower you in the world to do, be, and have whatever you want. Nothing is too big. Nothing. Okay, my loves. That wraps up this episode. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.